What's up, Tiny Track Crew? Today we have a NASCAR distance elimination tournament, and there's 32 NASCARs ready to race. Let's check out our bracket. All right, so we got a mega NASCAR bracket here. All sorts of drivers from all sorts of different eras of NASCAR. We even have one truck. So how the format's gonna go is we're gonna have groups of 4, and the furthest car back, or the one to finish last, will get eliminated until we have one car from each group that will move on to the next round. So there's 4 groups over here. They'll move to those 4 spots. 4 groups over here. The 4 winners will move to those 4 spots. We'll do the same thing until we hit the final 4. And the final 4 will compete, and we'll find our winner.
All right, in the closest lane, we have the number 5 of Kasey Kahne. The number 20 right next to him. That right there is Matt Kenseth. Out in front, the number 20 of Christopher Bell leading the pack. And right on his tail, the number 6 takes the inside. It's Brad Keselowski, takes the inside in the final stretch. Again, this is a distance competition. There is a finish line, and the order will go, if you cross the finish line, it'll go the order you cross. Otherwise, it's just how far you go down the track, and we eliminate one car, the furthest back car, every single race. Brad Keselowski out in front. The number 6, Christopher Bell right there in the second spot. Right there, Matt Kenseth in third, and that will eliminate Kasey Kahne, the number 5 farmer's car. He'll go right there to the first person on the table that we call the loser's pile, even though everyone's a winner here at Tiny Track Cars. Keselowski on the inside, Matt Kenseth on the outside, and holy moly, holy guacamole, holy cannoli, that was a cool turn. Watch this. These two, the number 6 and the number 20, side by side, Dollar General. As they go through the turn, Matt Kenseth pulls ahead just a little bit. Brad Keselowski falls back, tries to take the inside, doesn't have enough momentum, he spins out. But what about Christopher Bell in the back? Is Christopher Bell going to be able to carry his momentum past Brad Keselowski in the number 6 car? And here comes Kenseth down towards the finish line. He's the first one across the finish line in this. I just realized we have 2 number 20s. Obviously, those 2 did not race at the same time with the number 20. Christopher Bell is still racing, and Matt Kenseth is currently not. We pan back to Christopher Bell. Unfortunately, Christopher Bell is currently one of my favorite drivers in NASCAR, and he will be going home. As you know, if you followed me and have seen any of my recent lives, Ryan Blaney is probably my favorite. I like Christopher Bell as well. He's up there on the list. Matt Kenseth on the inside gets spun around by Brad Keselowski. That is an older NASCAR versus a next-gen new NASCAR. Keselowski's clearly out here to win in the number 6 car. Only one car from this group of 4. Only one car from every group of 4. And we have 8 groups. We'll be moving on. Kenseth in reverse, coming to a screeching halt. Here comes Matt Kenseth catching up to Keselowski, then coming to a screeching halt. Keselowski will win this group and head into round number 2. That will send Matt Kenseth, the number 20 Dollar General car, home. Those cars are built in different times. These are lots of NASCAR Authentics cars. Built, slightly different build between them though, because they're different from different eras. Without any hesitation, we jump right into group number 2, and folks, we have some absolute legends out here. Number 24, Jeff Gordon. That was my favorite NASCAR driver growing up. It was the only 1/18 scale NASCAR I owned as a kid. I still have that. I've handed it down to my kids. It was, of course, the DuPont livery, the OG, the original. And then right here, Dale Earnhardt Jr., number 88, another legend out there on the track, absolutely crushing the competition. Right behind him, Jimmie Johnson turns around Dale Earnhardt Jr. A perfect pass by Jimmie Johnson and crosses the finish line. What a move there. I'm not sure why he cut back in front of him. Maybe just to show off a little bit. Maybe to show that he could. But folks, let me tell you, there's no drivers in these things. That was a real pass by a real diecast car with instincts to take down the competitors. Here comes Jeff Gordon sliding into 3rd place, and that will leave number 41, Ryan Preece, going home. That is a next-gen car. Some of those are hit or miss on whether they roll well or not. That one right there clearly does not roll very well. But these 3 cars right here are older NASCAR body styles. And just like that, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was leading in the race number 1, but Jimmie Johnson, number 48 car, Lowe's, maybe he took that thing to Lowe's and got some spare parts and fixed that sucker up. You go buy a wrench and remove that restrictor plate, and you never know what's going to happen. There's no rules out here in the Tiny Track Cars open circuit. Jeff Gordon slides in for second, and that will knock out Dale Earnhardt Jr. And I know there's going to be some fans out there that are not so happy. We've decided to take the losers pile and move them back onto their original spots in the bracket instead of building a pile on the table. Now is a head-to-head between Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. Jimmy Johnson gets the whole shot through the big sweeping turn, and he's going to be through the second turn fastest. Will Jeff Gordon have what it takes to carry the speed down towards the finish line? It looks like Jimmy Johnson might get there first, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes. Gordon slowing down. It looks like Jimmy Johnson will secure the victory and move on, unless Gordon's got something up his sleeve right here, creeping in just a little bit. But that's just it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, for everyone watching, let me know if you want to see more NASCAR. This is our first NASCAR video we've put out on the channel. I do like NASCAR. I like watching NASCAR. I've followed NASCAR for a long time. And, you know, maybe I'll do more of it. Maybe actual race format, not necessarily the distance format. All right, enough jibber jabber about bringing more NASCAR to this channel. We have 4 more competitors, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ty Dillon in the Black Rifle Coffee, number 42, leading the pack. Right there, Christopher Bell, another Christopher Bell in the Yahoo livery right here on the track. Christopher Bell gets to be here twice in this tournament. I believe we have a couple people that show up twice because we're buying more NASCARs, and there's going to be more competitors coming very, very soon. Christopher Bell decides to draft off of Ty Dillon a little bit, and they cross the finish line to secure his spot right there in race number 1. Alex Bowman cuts off Mr. Rowdy Revin Kyle Busch. You know what I'm saying? D-Walt's a tool, just like Kyle Busch. Ha-ha! Get it? Rowdy Revin Busch. Get out of here. Loses in race number 1. He will be sent home. I'm just giving him a hard time. Everyone knows Kyle Busch has some super fans and some enemies out there on the track. Just like Denny Hamlin. I don't like him either. Right there in race number 2, Alex Bowman will be sent home in that Ally Financial car, leaving Ty Dillon and Christopher Bell out there on the track. Will the number 42 prevail here, or will it be Christopher Bell in the number 20? High in that banked turn, Christopher Bell decides to fall back and draft off of Ty Dillon. Slingshots his way. Ty Dillon takes the outside. Here comes Christopher Busch, trying to take the inside. It might have just boosted him a little bit, and Ty Dillon, just like that, drifts his way. I've never seen that before he crosses the finish line, but drifts his way down there to the duct tape, sticks himself right to the duct tape, and will move on, sending the second Christopher Bell home. Actually, not home. He's just right there on the wall. You don't get to go home until after the event because, you know, the semi-trucks and there's people, and you can't just load up your car and leave. All right, jumping right into the next group while the action is heating up, ladies and gentlemen. We are building our finals. We're building the next round, and Alex Bowman has another car, and Jimmy Johnson's out there again in a different car. What kind of channel is this, folks? People are getting second and third chances. These are duplicate cars out there. And the first time we've seen Daniel Suarez, I keep getting the NASCAR and the Pixar worlds mixed up, if you know what I'm saying. It's Jimmy Johnson out in front, the number 48 car. There's 2 48s in the track. Of Jimmy Johnson and Alex Bowman, as we know, they do not race at the same time. They did not overlap. But this Jimmy Johnson's also fast. And Jimmy Johnson's already in the next round. We'll see if Jimmy Johnson can... How many times can I say Jimmy Johnson? Daniel Suarez right there gets passed at the last moment by Alex Bowman. And who we have here in the back, Martin Truex Jr., who we didn't even get an introduction to, is already out of the race. Maybe you should have went to Napa and got a battery instead of Interstate. I don't know. Maybe. Jimmy Johnson on the inside, Alex Bowman right next to him. Danny Suarez, I call him Danny Suarez because of Danny Swervez, because of Pixar. Daniel Suarez, the number 99 Slam car, he's out there following far, far back. It looks like Alex Bowman slides into second right here. Jimmy Johnson might get to the finish line. As we track him, he's going to win no matter what. Doesn't matter if he crosses. He still made it the furthest distance in this distance track right here, Tiny Track Cars, and that will send Daniel Suarez, the number 99, in a Chevy Camaro next-gen car, home. Then we have these two right here, 2 we've seen already racing. Jimmy Johnson and Alex Bowman both have an opportunity at getting a second chance. Alex Bowman on the outside of Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson swerves the inside. Alex Bowman spins out just a little bit. Jimmy Johnson's out in front. Alex Bowman's giving it all he can, holding on to it. They're bumping, they're grinding, they're rubbing. Rubbing is racing out here in NASCAR, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last lap. go green, and now they're racing down towards the finish line. Can Jimmy Johnson carry enough speed, or will Alex Bowman come back and pass this car right here? We find out right now. Will Jimmy Johnson get a second car in the bracket? Is that what I'm seeing right here? Man, this thing is stacked in his favor. Let's check that out. Alex Bowman's second car will be eliminated. That's just a different livery for Alex Bowman. Same next-gen car. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is true. Jimmy Johnson will have 2 cars in the next round. That blows my mind. I do think we need to talk to the race officials to see why that snuck by our pre-race inspection. All right, another thing that's going to sneak by our pre-race inspection is this one right here. Eric Almirola is driving 2 separate cars in the same heat, ladies and gentlemen. The number 43 for Richard Petty Motorsports, he is right there in lane number 1. We have Denny Hamlin, number 11, as you know, in lane number 2. We have Ty Majeski in lane number 3 in the only truck. And then Eric Almirola again out there in the number 10 next-gen car for lane number 4. But it is our only truck, our only NASCAR truck series. It's Ty Majeski out there in that beautiful NASCAR truck. Somehow he gets spun up. Does not matter. He's able to hold on to it. Eric Almirola will get sent home, even though Eric Almirola got first place in this one. Did he? Yep, right there. He stuck by Ty Majeski right at the last moment and earned himself a spot in the next round in the inside lane. That's the finishing order determines your start position for the next race. So while you might have made it in, you get that inside lane advantage. All right, do Mr. Petty good, my dude. Number 43, live up to that name, the king right there. Not doing so well, but doesn't matter. Denny Hamlin's in last, and that's exactly where I like him to be. Ty Majeski out in front in that truck. Here comes Eric Almirola drafting, and now he's on the inside. Here comes Denny Hamlin on the outside of Eric Almirola. Number 43 putting the block on Denny Hamlin, and a wonderful block that is. He says, I'm not going to win this race, but I'm not going to let Denny Hamlin by me no matter what. Right there, Denny Hamlin rolls backwards. He will go to the loser's wall, the loser's pile, back to his original spot in the bracket. And that means we have Ty Majeski and Eric Almirola racing against each other. We kind of have a cool color scheme here of the light blue and the white action going on. And maybe we see our first NASCAR truck in the next round. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see more trucks, NASCAR trucks on this channel, I can try to find some more of those trucks. A lot of the new ones have rubber tires and don't race so well, but this series right here, if I can find more of this series, they have the plastic tires on them as well, and they race great just like these NASCAR Authentics cars. And I believe maybe it is NASCAR Authentics brand that makes this. I had to check and double check. Actually, one of my amazing followers, subscribers, sent me that truck right there. So if that is you, I forgot who it was, but thank you, and now it sees the track. And man, speaking of legends out there on the track, holy canola, we have 3 75th anniversary cars out there on the track. Right here, the orange car that started in lane number 1, Darrell Waltrip, number 17. Man, you must really like Tide. I don't think they got the copyrights to that one to put the Tide logo on the car, but we know what it is. Jeff Gordon in this one again in another livery out there, leading the pack. You don't even see him in the frame. He's down there towards the finish line. And we have NASCAR legend Bobby Allison in the number 22. And then going home, unfortunately, Paul Menard, another legend that we have to send home. I really love those 75th anniversary remake cars. I have the whole set of them, and they're quite nice. Question, did Paul Menard stop racing NASCAR and start Menards? Save more money at Menards. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know that stat. I'm going to Google it after this. Jeff Gordon in the Pepsi Cola car, heading down towards the finish line. Behind him, Darrell Waltrip in the Tide. Can I say Tide? Will they come after me? Will they sue me? Okay, in the orange car that we know is Tide, but you can't say Tide. And every time I say Tide, I think of Mitch Hedberg. I want to be a race car passenger. You must really like Tide. Into the final race of this one we go. It's Jeff Gordon on the right-hand lane and Darrell Waltrip on the left-hand lane. Man, Gordon, I'm rooting for Gordon because he was my first ever NASCAR favorite driver. Like when I was a young lad, 30 years ago. I was 30 years ago. Jeff Gordon was my favorite, man. I really liked Jeff Gordon. DuPont Gordon, of course. And just like that, Gordon will move on, sending Darrell Waltrip home. And this is just getting heated up. This is the first time we've done 32 cars in a bracket. on an event. So what do you guys think about this format out there on this distance track? I think we should do it on a non-distance track. What do you think? I really do like these NASCARs, you know? And speaking of things I really do like, another group of bangers out there on the track. Austin Dillon in the lane number 1 closest to us there. We have the number 41 of Kurt Busch, and then the number 24 of William Byron, and then rounding it out with another 75th anniversary legend. That, folks, right there is Richard Petty himself driving a next-gen car. Believe it? Oh yeah. Austin Dillon in reverse in the number 3 car. Right behind him, another car in reverse, getting smashed into by William Byron. We have some next-gen cars. We have some older NASCARs out there. Which one prevails? Which one is superior out here on the distance track? Byron trying to get by. Oh no, Dillon stuck. And it's Busch that goes through on the outside with an amazing pass. Does not matter. It's going to be Richard Petty, the number 43, the king, that goes home. That's a beautiful blue. That's a beautiful car. I might find that car and put it on my desk for a little bit. That's a really nice car. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Busch right there, almost 3 wide in turn number 1. That's what we like to see here in NASCAR. 1, 2, 3. It's William Byron up on the high side. Austin Dillon leading the pack. Get his Cheerios out of the way. We're trying to jockeying for position here, inside, outside. Doesn't matter where you are, you just don't want to be in the back of the pack. Here comes Kurt Busch slamming into the pack. Won't get by. You're going to want to pass. You want to go around if they're stopped. You don't want to run into the back of them. That's not how you win championships. All right, Austin Dillon in the close lane and William Byron in the far lane. We have a newer next gen battling against an older NASCAR, and the next gen out in front. Superior quality and aerodynamics and power in that sucker. Number 24, William Byron, cruising it. Where was he at in races number 1, 2, and 3? Holy moly. That guy just cruised his way down across the finish line and secured himself a spot in the next round. That will send home Austin Dillon and get us to the 4th and final round of NASCAR racing. Leading us off is Ross Chastain, one of my most respected drivers after his wall ride finish. Unfortunately, that's now outlawed in NASCAR racing, but respect for doing that. Joey Logano in 2nd place position. Right there, Ryan Blaney, my favorite out there on the track, and another legend out there in the 75th anniversary car. And I almost didn't put him in this event because his name's really hard to say, Cale Yarborough. It's a tricky one, ladies and gentlemen. It's Joey Logano out in front in the number 22. Here comes Ross Chastain. I'm not sure why he checked up like that. He wanted to carry that momentum down the track, but he did not. It looks like Yarborough in 3rd place, and unfortunately, Ryan Blaney might just be going home after 1 race. That's not good. It's not what you want to be. That's a short. People travel all the way across the country. It's hilarious when I watch Formula 1 and stuff, and they travel all around the world with these whole teams and these millions and millions of dollars in cars, and like turn 1 of qualifying, they fly out the track and smash the car, and they're done for the weekend. And they're like, yeah, we that's a lot of money wasted to coming here and doing all this, but YOLO, you know what I'm saying? YOLO. Chastain in the forward position, Logano in the rearward position. His flaps aren't flapping up. They're not doing their job. Yarborough trying to push his way through Logano, but Logano holds on to it barely and gets by the checkpoint line. That will send him into the next round with Ross Chastain, who is clearly not driving that car in his underwear. That is just delivery on the side. There's nobody driving that car. They could be naked because there's nobody driving them. Maybe I'm doing commentary without clothes on or in my underwear. You never know. But I do have clothes on. Just set you at ease, that's for sure. All right, Logano in the far lane, Chastain in the close lane. Logano's faster off the whole shot, but can Logano in the next-gen car, can Chastain in the next-gen car carry the speed further? Logano is absolutely flying out there, folks. I did not see the speed from him in the first 2 rounds, but right there, he cruises across the finish line and secures his spot in round number 2. Now we have all 8 cars in round number 2, and we'll race them off in the same fashion until we have 4 cars in the finals. And folks, if you're good at math, that does mean we cannot eliminate all 3 cars and only send 1 on. 2 cars from this group and 2 cars from the other group will be moving to the finals. Jimmie Johnson's got 2 chances right here at hitting the finals, but there's 2 other drivers standing in his way. Chris Buescher in the number 6. That was me realizing that there's 2 Jimmie Johnsons in there for the first time and saying, what in the heck? The Black Rifle Coffee Company of Ty Dillon, number 42, breaks away from the pack by a lot and travels his way down towards the finish line, leaving Jimmie Johnson squared in the back of the pack, and also Chris Buescher back there as well. Those 2 cross the finish line. It's Buescher that gets in front of Johnson. I'm not sure where that came from or how that happened. I thought Buescher was in last place, but that will knock out Jimmie Johnson, number 1. That was my fingers showing you that 2 of these cars will hit the finals. That only eliminates 1 more driver right here, right now. And Jimmie Johnson, that's bad karma, ladies and gentlemen, for entering the same car twice. You had the chance and you just blew it right there down the main straight. That means right here, Ty Dillon, who's going to head down to the finish line, will be moving on. And Chris Buescher, right there in the number 6 car, will also move on, sending the Lowe's car home. Back to the home improvement center. You can improve yourself, Jimmie Johnson. Work on improving yourself. All right, Ty Majowski in lane number 1. Jeff Gordon in lane number 2. Lane number 3 is going to be William Byron and 4 Go-Go Logano, or as we know him here in NASCAR land, Joey Logano. We have 2 number 24s out there. Raced at different times. William Byron, as you know, is still racing. And maybe you don't know that. I'm telling you right now, William Byron is still racing. Jeff Gordon is not. He's retired. He's probably in the NASCAR Hall of Fame because he's a legend, if you know what I'm saying. Joey Logano looks like he's going to get eliminated in the first round unless he can get by Gordon right here. He pulls down the stretch. Is Gordon going to give it away? Gordon gets out-inched by Logano. Number 24, is he going to make it to the finish line? He does not matter. Jeff Gordon will go home sipping on his Pepsi, back to his spot on the track. That will leave these 3 cars right here, and only 1 will be eliminated, and 2 will move on to the finals. After the main stretch, these 2 right here out in front. Ty Majowski's showing that trucks can race, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure where Joey Logano's at. Wait, Joey Logano's way forward. He was so fast, I didn't even see him. Actually, my wife texted me, and I looked down for a second, and I didn't even see Joey Logano way out in front. But William Byron gets beat by Ty Majewski. Can he hold on to it? Can a truck head to the finals? They're going to have to take on Joey Logano, who is clearly fast out there, ladies and gentlemen. That car has the speed to win this whole thing. But which one will be going to the finals? Oh no! Ty Majewski swerves to the side, and it's William Byron that gets by inches as we have this beautiful view of this outlet on the wall. Beautiful, beautiful view. And that means the truck will go home, and William Byron and Joey Logano will go to the finals. And just like that, everybody, we are down to our final 4 NASCAR cars. We have Ty Dillon, Brad Keselowski, and then on the right-hand side of the bracket, we have Joey Logano and William Byron. What an amazing group. It's made it thus far. And ready? We're going to race them off. Right, just like that. We're going to dive right into it. It's going to run the same format. Who's it going to be? Which one of these drivers is your favorite? They're off to the races. Ty Dillon out in front. Joey Logano trying to squeeze in there. Real tight between those 2. Byron and Keselowski in the back. It's only the last person that gets eliminated. Here comes Keselowski on the outside of Joey Logano, trying to push his way through, but Byron's getting him tangled up a little bit. He had the line, he had the pass, but he did not get by in time. As they go down towards the finish line, Joey Logano will lock in second place. Here comes Keselowski, and it looks like William Byron will be out in the first race of the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that, he made the finals, and just like that, he's going home. Why'd you put him over there? He goes in there, side of the bracket. Doesn't matter, I guess. He's still going home. He did not make the podium. And next race, they're out of there. Joey Logano side by side with Ty Dillon. Into the turn they go. It is the Black Rifle Coffee Company car of Ty Dillon, who's out in front, number 42. Into the next turn he goes. Will anyone be able to touch this car? Keselowski gets by Logano, then puts the block on him. But Logano gets by. He carries the speed down to the finish line. What a move by Keselowski at the last minute there to try to knock out Joey Logano, but Joey Logano pushes his way through. Keselowski fails to block that number 22 car, and it looks like Keselowski will move to the losers bracket, losers pile. There's no losers bracket. And Joey Logano stops right there at the finish line, knocking out Brad Keselowski. One more race, folks. Is it going to be Joey Logano or is it going to be Ty Dillon? We've seen Ty Dillon have more speed down this main straight, but Joey Logano is a force to be reckoned with out there. They collide as they head to the big sweeping turn. Joey Logano drafting off of Ty Dillon as they come into the final stretch. Here comes Joey Logano trying to make a move. Can he find the gap as they come down to the finish line? There's a broom from the pass, but no, Ty Dillon was able to cross the finish line first and take the win in his NASCAR Distance Elimination Challenge. What a great battle there, but Black Rifle number 42 takes the win.
Well, all those crazy eliminations, and Ty Dillon, Black Rifle Coffee Company, in the Chevy Camaro, takes the championship. 31 cars down, one winner. And right here, Ty Dillon. This is from like 2022 or 2023 season. I'm not 100% sure, but he's the winner. If you want to watch more of my content, go ahead and click that box. It's going to pop up right here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed NASCAR. If you want to see more NASCAR, make sure you let me know in the comments. Type, I want to see more NASCAR. Because if you're this far in the video, you probably want to see more NASCAR. We'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned, stay passionate. And I said that one already. Bye. Sometimes these extras, outros don't go so well. And that's why we have a blooper reel. Throw the blooper reel in there of this, but make sure it looks good. Please. And leave that part out. Just make it funny. Wait. This might have to be funny. Ty Dillon! Ty Gibbs! Tie my shoes. Bye now.